A very good day to all my listeners all across the globe. Welcome back to my podcast, which is George Nathaniel. And of course, this is George Nathaniel for you. As you'll know, my podcast is all about wellness, progress, and development in our lives. I keep all my podcasts as simple and as relevant as possible. I always share pointers and I ask you all to sit down by yourself to rewrite on those pointers. Well, I always come back with a specific topic. So, what is the topic for today? Well, the topic for today is a very exciting topic because that is something that you can actually sit down and think about, engage on, and of course, find a lot of valuables to develop yourself in life. So, the topic for today is called Big Ideas, the Art of Creation. Well, all of us have big ideas, and each one of us has the art of creation. But sometimes in life we get stuck on things. Sometimes in life we fall out of ideas. Sometimes in life we just believe everything is going well, so we don't need any ideas. But big ideas, the art of creation, is something that makes our lives even more valuable. It's something that tells us no matter how well we are doing, or no matter how much difficulties we are into, we should never stop ourselves from having these big ideas, and we should never stop ourselves from the art of creation. Big ideas, big ideas comes when the approach is different, something out of the ordinary. Remember some valuable advice or words that actually hit me when the person told me, big ideas is just about thinking differently. It's a possibility on anything above the ordinary. So, big idea doesn't have to be a big dream. Big idea doesn't have to be anything that is very elaborate. Big idea can just be thinking out of the ordinary. I grew up with my grandparents, and they always told me this, and they were very clear in what they said. Think about how you can go about your regular efforts. When I actually sat down and thought about it, it wasn't about competition. It was just driving over my own efforts. It was driving myself in a different way to elevate my efforts. It was driving me to get better results in all that I do. So, like I say, professionally or personally, now there's a lot of routine in our lives, and it's always about call to action on anything. How many times have we actually sat down on a call to action and thought about the new aspects of things? Maybe once, maybe twice, but how regularly do we actually sit down and think that how we can rework on our success, how we can rework on our goals, how we can rework around a different route, around different results. Maybe think bigger in our own mindsets. So, big ideas is actually the art of creation. So, whenever I talk about any of my topics in my podcast, I keep them very simple, very generic, and I make it relate to each one of my lives. And I always give away key pointers. So, when we talk about big ideas, the art of creation, well, I would say there are very three basic pointers to anything. Number one, I would say is we need to challenge the quest to outshine our efforts. We need to ensure that there's something bigger in everything that we do. Number two, we need to understand is we need to transform our results. We need to be visionary. We need to be innovative in our thinkings. And number three is something that we need to listen very, very carefully. It's a most important pointer when it comes to big ideas, the art of creation. Results is a dual affair. It's a dual course in any manner. Winning is a moment, and building over winning as a platform is a process. So when we win something and grow over a new mark, that is what you call a dual effort or dual result. So when you look at big ideas, the art of creation, that is what we are saying. That is what is the message in today's podcast. Yes, when we win moments, and when we win, we need to win over our efforts as well. So big ideas, as you know, is a mindset over a growth. So as you sit down and relate to your personal lives, your personal goals, as you sit down and think, okay, how I can take my life to the next level. Remember, the most important thing of anything is to get proactive in going beyond expectations. You need to get proactive because only thinking takes you nowhere. It needs to be a call to action over efforts. So I hope you like listening to today's podcast. And before I end the podcast, I would like to once again share what my grandparents told me, and I hope you can sit down and relate to it. They said, think how you can go beyond your regular efforts. So, listeners, think how you can go beyond your regular efforts, and that itself is Big Ideas, the Art of Creation. My podcast, as you know, is available across all platforms, and I even have my blog website which is called georgenathaniel.net. Come in, listen to my podcast or read my blogs, put in your request, and I'll be more than happy to come and talk about your topics. Thank you very much, and I wish each one of you all wellness and happiness in life. Thank you so much. This is George Nathaniel.